Wednesday, May 14th, 2025 at 3:38 p.m. This public service announcement is for all residents of Los Angeles and surrounding cities. This is an emergency message. An earthquake measuring 8 on the Richter scale and lasting 83 seconds has just occurred 4 minutes 34 seconds ago. Several strong aftershocks occurred immediately afterwards, and we expect several more to come in the next few seconds. The list of recommendations that we are going to give you in this message is to ensure your survivability in the short term during the next few hours. If during the course of this message your television is no longer operable, this message will be broadcast as an audio message on all radio stations in the Los Angeles area. Drop to the ground, take cover under a sturdy object, and hold on until the shaking stops. Drop to the ground, take cover under a sturdy object, and hold on until the shaking stops. When dropping to the ground, try to stay low and avoid any tall furniture or appliances that could tip over. Once you are down, take cover under a sturdy object like a desk, table, or even a door frame. If there is nothing sturdy nearby, crouch down in an interior corner of the room and cover your head and neck with your hands. Holding on is important because the ground may continue to shake and move during an earthquake. By holding on to a sturdy object, you can help stabilize yourself and stay in place until the shaking stops. Remember to hold on tightly, but not so tightly that you restrict your circulation. Stay away from windows and objects that can fall. If you are in bed, stay there and cover your head and neck with a pillow. If you're currently outside, move away from buildings and other structures. When an earthquake strikes, one of the most dangerous things that can happen is for buildings or other structures to collapse. If you're near a building or other structure, move away as quickly as possible to avoid being struck by falling debris. If you're wearing a backpack, take it off and hold it in front of you to provide extra protection. Look for a clear area without buildings, trees, or other objects that could fall on you. Move to an open space. If possible, move to an open space like a park or field. This will minimize the risk of being hit by falling objects or debris. Stay away from trees, power lines, and other objects that could fall. Stay in the open area until the shaking stops. After dropping to the ground, stay in your current position until the shaking stops. Do not try to move around during the earthquake, as the ground may still be unstable. Even if the shaking stops briefly, stay put until you are sure it is safe to move. This is the end of this alert message. In order to ensure your survival during the next few hours, please follow all the advice listed in this broadcast. Wednesday, May 14th, 2025 at 5:58 p.m. This public service announcement is for all residents of Los Angeles and surrounding cities. This is an emergency message. The aftershocks following the earthquake of 8 on the Richter scale seem to have stopped for the moment. However, the risk of possible aftershocks is still high. New hazards are now threatening the city of Los Angeles. This message is intended to increase your chances of survival for the next few hours. Following the images received from the reconnaissance missions, we estimate that more than 41% of the houses in the territory have been destroyed or are partially severely damaged. At the moment, no structure is 100% safe from a collapse. Rumors circulating that Dodger Stadium and SoFi Stadium are currently providing overnight shelter are false. A high risk of tsunami is possible in the next hours. This unprecedented crisis situation is forcing us to ask everyone in Los Angeles to evacuate at least 230 miles from the coast. The road infrastructure has been heavily affected by severe damage. We do not encourage you to take your personal automobile unless it is equipped with all-wheel drive and has at least 9 inches of ground clearance. Even if your car has these features, there is a good chance that you will have to leave it on the road. If you have to abandon your vehicle while evacuating, make sure you don't block public roads, sewer lines, or road signs. No fines will be handed out even if you park your car in a way that does not comply with the rules of the road. If you are near a BART station, helicopter crews will be on site to pick you up. Waiting time may vary depending on demand. Priority will be given to all persons with serious injuries and families with children under the age of 3. The United States Armed Forces will not tolerate any violence or pushing. Although this means of evacuation is being implemented, It is a risky option given the waiting time and the increasing risk of further earthquakes and tsunami. Use this method only as a last resort. This is the end of this alert message. In order to ensure your survival during the next few hours, please follow all the advice listed in this broadcast. Wednesday, May 14th, 2025 at 9:12 p.m. This is an official alert informing you of the imminent risk of a tsunami within the next 90 minutes. This is an official alert informing you of the imminent risk of a tsunami within the next 90 minutes. Waves of more than 5 feet in height have been spotted a few hundred miles off the coast of California. The height of these waves will increase exponentially the closer they get to the coast. If you have not been able to evacuate more than 100 miles from the coast, you may find yourself near places deemed safe to face the tsunami. The Hollywood Hills. The Hollywood Hills are located just north of Los Angeles and offer higher ground that can be reached by roads leading up into the hills. You can head to places like Griffith Park or Mulholland Drive for higher ground. Mount Baldy. Mount Baldy is a mountain located northeast of Los Angeles in the San Gabriel Mountains. The Santa Monica Mountains. The Santa Monica Mountains run parallel to the coast and offer higher ground that can be reached by roads leading up into the hills. You can head to places like Topanga State Park or Malibu Creek State Park for higher ground. As a last resort, several buildings over 8 stories tall are still standing in downtown Los Angeles. Although their structures can be damaged and fragile in the event of an earthquake, they can be an alternative to shelter in the next few minutes. Here are some of the buildings that make up the list. City Hall. The iconic Los Angeles City Hall building is located in the Civic Center district of downtown Los Angeles and is over 450 feet tall, making it one of the tallest buildings in the city. The doors are now open to all people who want to take refuge in them. The attacks are inoperable. You will be guided from your arrival. Bunker Hill. Bunker Hill is a historic district in downtown Los Angeles that is located on a hill that rises above the surrounding area. This area includes various high-rise buildings, including the U.S. Bank Tower and the City National Tower. These 2 buildings are also open to the public. The armed forces are present at the entrance to avoid any overflow. Space is limited. Once the maximum number of people is reached, the doors will be barricaded to cope with the tsunami. If you arrive and see that the doors are closed, do not try to open them. Prepare for the worst. Don't underestimate the threat. The emergency teams on the ground are doing their best to limit the damage. Make sure you have a radio and spare batteries to stay informed during and after the tsunami. Official messages will be broadcast continuously on all frequencies. When the tsunami is exactly 20 miles off the coast, a siren will sound signifying the impending impact. Stay safe.